Hi everyone, Christopher here, and welcome back to Fossil Forward Finds. I have another swap card video for you, so let's get into it. Alrighty, so we've scanned our swap cards, we've printed our labels, thanks in part to the cats. Got the SKU labels on there. As you can see, I have a series of templates I use for various items that I sell on the regular. Swap cards I typically put in the non-sports trade card category. So let's open that up. This might be a little choppy. I can't share windows or change windows while recording, so I'll have to break it up a little bit. But let's see. So this is my folder of unlisted items. These I've actually listed yesterday, so I can delete those. Start off with this. Let's see, American Fireman, Courier Knives. I think this is an interesting one to start with because in the last video when I did my introduction to swap cards, I had mentioned that sometimes a deck of cards would come with a blank back option, and that were often used. And this is an example. My understanding is these were put in the deck in case you lost a card, you could use it as a substitute. But a lot of people used them for swap cards. Um, so change this here, swap card, put my SKU in. Got this from person named 342 on Whatnot back when he was still doing paper. Um, let's see. Go American Fireman Courier Lives. I don't know really that putting playing card, blank back, anything like that really matters. Um, but I have the space, I'll use it. It completes the title a bit more. Um, let's take a pause here and do a little bit of research because that may change up a little bit how I do the rest of the title and item specifics. Oh, right. So first place I start when I'm doing my research is Terra Peak. Just gonna copy this here. Ignore the sounds of Troy. I'm just gonna start first with just typing that in. See what comes up. 70 active listings. All right, similar. Okay, swap card. They got it for 250, but not particularly exciting. Bugle play. Interesting. Let's see. Anything else in here? But there's the whole deck. Selling the whole deck for 25 and shipping. So this one may be easier than I thought. Uh, typically, if I can't, so no souls in the last 90 days. Let's just bump it up to 3 years for funsies. 19 sellers. So yeah, sort of like I showed in. Sorry, the cats are playing below me. In the introduction video, um, a lot of people do price their swap cards low. I price them at the very least like I price postcards. But here we got same one. Can't see what the back is. 509, 85 cents shipping. So that's in line with what I normally would do. Got a little cheaper here, but so there is a sales record for this one as a swap card. So that's good. Um, just for giggles, I'll show you the other way that I will research swap cards here. All right, so if I can't find anything on Terapeak, I go and use Google Lens. Probably all heard about it at this point. Just click upload, find the picture you want, and well, it's certainly not an uncommon image. Um, look up exact matches, and then you can start seeing This listing was ended, so someone who's doing end and sell similar. But in any case, gets you the idea. It's a way of finding a card when perhaps um, you don't know the keywords or it's just not coming up. Anyways, a lot of resell or ending resell similar coming up on this one. So yeah, I use that a lot. It's not foolproof. I have found things on Terapeak that don't show up on the Google Lens, and I found things on Google Lens that don't show up on Terapeak. So it's a nice, quick tool. Um, works in conjunction. While I was waiting for the last segment to download or export or whatever the term is, I made a couple quick little changes to the listing since you last saw it. I added in just a close up of the corner here, show the scuffy a little bit. I sometimes do this with both swap cards and postcards. Sometimes I don't. Kind of just depends how important I think it is or how I'm feeling that day, to be perfectly honest. I added in hose there. I probably could, let's see. Like to do fire hose, but I don't have the. We'll do it this way, fire hose. And I looked at the listing, this one here, that was the actual deck of playing cards. I'm pretty sure that says 1938. It's the closest I can. It's the best I can find. I don't think they list it as modern, but pretty sure that's 1938 copyright. In any case, I don't usually do that. I don't pay attention to that too often, but if I can find it, I do. It's in my store category for non-sports cards miscellaneous. If I do a bunch of the same theme, I might make an extra category. So we'll copy this here. Copy the whole thing preferably. Let's see, moving on down. There's no real franchise, so. Oops. We'll just do firefighter. Get another keyword in there someone might search. Manufacturer, that one we sort of know. At least it's brand, so I'm gonna roll with it. Character, features. Again, not a big deal. I usually put playing card in here in the event I don't have enough space in the title. We don't know the artist, anything like that. Doesn't really matter. I just fill it in, one less thing for eBay to yell at me about. I'd probably just put history. Doesn't really fit in any of the pre-described. You can write your own, but I don't really know what I would put in here. Maybe first responders. And we again don't know those other bits. Vintage, yes, and nothing else there. Most of them I list as excellent because it says has clearly visible signs of wear, which this does, and you look down at very good, has moderate to heavy damage all over. This certainly doesn't have that. So I always put the title back in there. I need to fix this template so eBay is spelt in the non-annoying way. I always have this line in almost all my listings. It doesn't stop people from asking you to change the shipping on international shipping. I only use eBay International. I know for postcards, trade cards, things like that, it's ridiculously expensive in most cases. Is what it is. It works for me. So I'm gonna do this on auction. Even though we've seen some other courier knives listed, I didn't see this specific one listed anymore. Let's just get another quick look here. We got a lot of prints. Obviously, you got the full set. You had a couple different career and eyes firefighters, but not this particular one. I suppose I'll just keep it at my base price of $549. Chances are it's not going to sell on auction, and I'll just relist it as fixed price afterwards. But gives a chance anyways. eBay standard envelope, 1 ounce, all good there. I do 1 day shipping. 1 day shipping. Um, I pay return shipping. In most cases, I would just tell them to keep it. I don't. It's very rarely come up, and then I promote everything at 2%. So it's long and short of that. Let me show you one other thing that I do. One very important step that I do when I'm listing, whether it's swap cards, trade cards, photos, postcards, or pogs, is I have this running Excel spreadsheet where I keep track of my inventory. I don't do this for everything. I only do it for items like this that they go into, well, boxes like this behind me, smaller for the trade cards and pogs, because it works as a backup, and that is simply paste the title, quantity. Typically for the trade card swap cards, it's going to be one, but once in a while I do have duplicates. If it's the first listing of the day, goes in red, add the date, and then is this going to work? It's not going to work, is it? It didn't work. Give me 1 second. The other important thing that I have to do is make sure I keep my inventory system up to date. So let's see, today's the 21st, the day I'm filming this. Should be just the first line of red because I did list yesterday. Go up to trade cards, which is where I put the swaps as well, and add 1. So I've listed 55 trade cards and or swap cards so far in May. That auto populates into my quantities and auto populates into my listing summaries. You've already seen this if you watch the my tracking video. Yeah, let's do one more card and then we'll call it good. Okay, I thought I'd give you 1 second example of how I list swap cards. So here we got the next one. Let's get the skew in here again before I forget. And from 342 on whatnot. So this one is the National Association of Avon Clubs. So let's see. I'm assuming this is referring to Avon, the brand, whole selling it, whatnot. Anyways, let's see. We got 7 diamonds, playing card. Do some quick research. I already typed those keywords in here. 17.65% sell-through rate based on those keywords, and it looks like if you find the Avon Club's chessboard, that's what you want. 1 collector plate in there, not doing anything. Look at active, not many, 28 active, mostly the collector plates. So yeah, maybe don't focus on the collector plates. Interestingly enough, let's just click on one of these. Apparently they have postcards, which I have not had before. So that's something I'll keep an eye out for. They obviously haven't sold in the last 90 days. I probably would price it about the same, $9.99 free shipping. So that's nifty. And that's it. Since we did it for the last one, let's just take a look at 3 years. The sales. See if that reveals anything for us. Just a lot more chessboards. Well, not a lot more, but okay, so chessboards really is where the game's at. No pun intended. Let's try this other way again. Google Lens, upload, find our photo. Let's see, the chessboard's coming up. Exact matches, yet. All right, so we got nothing to comp this based off of, really. I'll keep that miscellaneous. Avon in there again, not really going to make a difference. I don't get any indicator of age on this. So leave that alone. Yeah, I'll add in that it's red for funsies. It doesn't really matter. I don't think people are looking at age level for something like this. I'll put history again, and then retail. Switch that over. Set this on auction again. And this one I'm going to price like the postcards. I'm going to start it at $9.99, and we'll just see what happens. Keep all that the same. Promote it at 2. And we're good to go. So yeah, that's how I list swap cards. That's how I do the research. I'm still learning. There's probably better price points, better ways of figuring these out, better keywords, and I'll continue to share with you as I figure it out. Are you a swap card seller, collector? Any of those two options? Anyways, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.